This convenes the 12th meeting of the 10th Council, second period. Today we have, let's see, three things on the table. First, we have Jesse Pinkman, God of Science. Then we have mosquitoes again, for the Pope wants to make them heretical. And then we have Bill Nye, the science guy, God of middle school science. Alright. I believe you. So you wanted to debate on mosquitoes, one or Lucky, correct?
Yeah.
Did you want to do a debate on any of the other ones?
We can do a debate on all of them. Doesn't matter if we have the time. Unless someone's pressed for
Well,
time,
I
I
mean,
don't mind.
well, we're not pressed on time. I doubt. Um, I mean, mosquitoes seems to be just based off the preliminary voting here, and the chat be the only thing that people actually have disagreement with. Because I'm gonna vote in favor of Jesse Pinkman, and it looks like
Yeah, I don't care
Yeah.
about the Breaking
yeah,
Bad
and
reference.
Bill Nye. I'm also going, so we can
He's
just discuss
Bill.
Yeah,
mosquito. Yeah, if
also.
he's Bill, like we can't
Bill,
not.
Bill,
We got
Bill,
to. We
Bill.
have to. Bill
Yeah,
is Bill is an icon. He's an
Look,
icon.
I'm
if
surprised
I
he
was
wasn't
Pope,
already a god.
he would just be God of Science instead of Jesse, but I don't care that much.
Yeah.
But middle school, sure.
Works for me.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and do the votes on this. Jesse Pinkman, God of Science. I say yay. Oh,
I
lucky.
say yeah. I say
This
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Yay, yay, yay.
yay,
Cool. Bill Nye. I say yay. Everyone else.
yay.
Yay.
All right. So, what is your argument for mosquitoes? Nye.
Uh, they cause a lot of death, and they're bad, and they're also extremely irritating, and they have no purpose other than sustaining the ecosystems for spiders, which we also don't really like because the only reason we like spiders is because they get rid of mosquitoes.
I'm not necessarily
So
disagreeing with you that mosquitoes do harm, but I also like they're do. What purpose do humans have?
can I run this down point by point real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay, so
I yield to
first,
you.
so first you said that mosquitoes harm. My main issue, or like you talk about how they kill millions of people. My main issue with that line of argument is that you're generalizing. Mosquitoes refer to a family of flies. There's multiple genuses in that family. Only some of those genuses suck blood. Most of the others don't. Notably, the elephant mosquito, the larva of this mosquito, eats other mosquitoes. It reduces mosquito population or blood sucking mosquito population. Also, of the species that do suck blood, that's only the females. The males of the species don't suck any blood. Furthermore, you said they don't serve any purpose in the ecosystem besides as a food source. That's not correct. All mosquitoes are pollinators. Without pollinators, we don't have food. Furthermore, they are food for more than just spiders. They're also food for bats and birds and ants and frogs and all sorts of different animals. And without those hyotrophs, no spiders, no frogs, no bats, now we won't have bigger animals and so on and so forth.
For
And
that, I argue quickly that there are other food sources for every single one of those animals that you listed that doesn't include mosquitoes. It's a thing that they eat, but it's not the only thing that they eat, and it doesn't consist of the main source of their of their diet, though it is good that they keep the ecosystem in balance. I think that the harm that the small bits of mosquitoes do are still enough to warrant them being considered heretical because it is much more dangerous.
Are we to make
Because
humans heretical?
because humans kill a lot more than 1 million people a year.
the thing is, if you were to debate that, it's the fact that we have a higher level of intelligence than mosquitoes. Mosquitoes
So we,
serve the purpose.
so we can make the decision. We use our intelligence to choose to kill people. We don't just spread disease by accident. We actively choose to kill people. Yet
And that makes us
mosquitoes.
better than
Yeah,
mosquitoes?
and those people who do those things are sent to jail and are sent to places for rehabilitation. They're not good, and that's why we can't eliminate. The reason we don't kill other humans is because that's considered unethical in some places, not all places. But for mosquitoes, they kill millions and millions and millions of people, but we have a way technically to prevent that. And if we could, I think that we should. No?
But
But
declaring the
mosquitoes aren't
entire
trying to kill
family.
people.
But we're not talking about mosquito
But the
control.
thing
We're
is the
talking about.
intent doesn't
The
matter
mosquitoes
if
that
the
suck
result
blood,
is still the scent.
their goal is not to kill their host. Their goal is to siphon some of the blood from the host to survive.
And so let's say that there was a mutant locust that was eating all of the world's food population. We would still, their goal is not to, I don't know, starve the entire world, but we would still get rid of them for the
Yeah,
purpose of
but
their result
are they heretical just for
and
existing?
what they do. Yes, because of the actions they cause.
But the
The
animals
intent
are
shouldn't
of
matter
the
if the
biden.
result.
But here's the thing: we're not talking about eradicating or even controlling mosquitoes. We're talking about.
Yeah,
Uh,
because their intent, if we could, by making them heretical, by saying that they shouldn't be within what we considered allowed,
And
because they shouldn't exist, because the
I guess
world would be a better
another thing
place
here,
without them.
another point that we haven't even considered is what does it mean for mosquitoes to be heretical?
It means that we don't recognize them. We recognize them as evil beings for causing mass death within our sacred world.
and you see, evil requires malice. Uh,
And intelligence.
like let's say, is rabies evil thing, or dogs evil because they sometimes spread rabies to humans?
Not on the same level or scale.
Why does scale matter?
Scale matters because of how many lives are lost. Because to be evil doesn't necessarily require intent.
Well,
Because
being evil is like a human concept because we establish
everything,
morality.
Like the real evil in the
There
situation
is
with
no evil in
mosquitoes
nature. There's
was really
only
the
to
fact that we
survive.
have the resources to prevent these diseases from spreading. We have mosquito nets and stuff, but the ultra rich don't provide these resources to the impoverished people who are being afflicted. We have vaccines, we have everything we need to stop
it's an
these diseases
incurable
from killing
disease.
people.
What isn't a curable disease?
Malaria, I believe, is an incurable disease. We have vaccines for it, but it's not actually curable.
Yeah, but we have vaccines, but we have all these preventative measures, vaccines, mosquito nets. The issue isn't that mosquitoes exist. The issue is that people are greedy. Is greed heretical? If it's not, that should be an issue.
I would say greed is. I
Has
feel
Greed
it
like
been?
greed
it
immediately
greed
is.
is heretical if it's brought to its excess. In the codes of six, it's important to maintain a certain balance in one's life. So you can have desire, but
But if the desire
extreme
causes
desire,
harm,
if the desire does cause harm, that is putting the one above the other, which is against the code of six.
so the thing that we have to ask is that it's not intentional, but the damage is there, and we shouldn't. Should we accept the damage that this small insect
Is the
causes?
damage their
Because
fault?
unfortunately,
If we,
it is.
I'm saying, look,
Even to say
I
that
was originally I
because
was
they
originally going
existed.
to vote once again in favor of making mosquitoes heretical, but I've changed my mind, and the thought has just occurred to me that by declaring them heretical, we are recognizing the daemonist text that describes mosquitoes as a creation of the daemon. We should not give any credence to daemonist text or the daemonist
Which
at
was
all.
my original point.
Yes, and it was a
So
strong point that I
what
agree
you're
with.
saying is that if they that's it's a bit of a dangerous precedent to set, I would say, because they could claim anything at this point,
Exactly.
and then
This
if we don't,
that's what Ismail argued in the last council meeting.
So what our holy leader suggested, which was a fair argument, is that since the daemonists claimed mosquitoes are holy, we must declare them as heretical just to oppose them. And I think you already see where I was going with that, with the point you were trying to make.
I guess that's true,
We
but
can
at the
say that
same
mosquitoes
time,
cause harm. Lots of things cause harm.
Mhm.
But does
Instead
that
of
mean that we should not recognize them as having a place in this world?
I would, but
I
the
think
thing is, there are invasive species and other animals that cause massive amounts of harm and that they were genetically capable of doing. It's not their fault for being built that way, but the damage they cause is still very real.
Well, invasive animals are brought to places they shouldn't be, not by themselves, but by people.
because
Not
invasive
intentionally.
species being
And
bad is
so
again
you could
human
say
choice.
that it wasn't a human's choice. Let's say an invasive species
But
got
it
on a
was the
boat
humans
and
that
then it
That's
caused
caused.
it. That's the same argument you're using for mosquitoes.
I think a good compromise would be to make insect-borne or illnesses heretical,
I could get
because
behind
that's
that.
what the
I
real
think
issue
we
is.
could cause that. I think we can come to an agreement on that. We can just say
Or
We can
we
lethal
can
recommend to the
just
Pope to
diseases.
do that.
we can make all incurable illnesses heretical. Or we could do it all. We can generalize it or make
Sickness.
it specific.
I think specifically insect-borne illnesses. I don't because not all the diseases they spread are incurable.
That's
Mhm.
true.
So are we gonna compromise that as our suggestion?
I will I believe that that is a good idea that we should recommend to the Pope. Now I
I'll
do know this
recommend
Pope is
it.
quite stubborn, so it could be that we will be voting on this again next meeting. But I
And
think that
so
is
be it.
so be it. But I think that is a good compromise.
I think my opinion stays the same, though I see your point of view, so I will be keeping my response, though I still would recommend it to the Pope as a compromise between the
Yeah.
both of us,
Mhm.
between all of us.
I have
So we're
to
gonna.
ask Wonder, didn't you say you had Collins for Char? Did Char vote on this proposal?
Uh, he did. He voted that they are heretical.
Alright. Well, let's take the votes. We already have one in the positive. Um, Lucky the first.
I also yay it.
Alright. I nay it and Ismail.
I nay it as well.
Alright, we have a tie. So we need the Archbishop to break this tie. So this will continue to sit on the table. Unless we bring it, I guess we could probably bring it up in the next meeting if Proy is here.
Yeah,
If
let's.
Proy could vote. I think we had
Because Char
another
didn't get to
tie.
hear the debate.
Yeah. I think we had another tie a while back that the Archbishop has also not decided on. What was that? Well, if does anyone have anything else they want to bring to the table before we? Oh, it was Garrett as God. I don't think that that's even legal anymore because we overrode. But,
Yeah, so we can't.
so
Yeah,
we
it's
don't need to actually vote on that. Okay.
actually vote on that.
Yeah. Anyone have anything else they want to bring to the table?
Nope.
All right. This concludes this meeting of the council.
Good night.
Good night.